This is just a PSA for women. I don't know which of you need to hear this, but you're allowed to block men on the internet. You're allowed to ignore men. You're allowed to ignore men's comments. You're allowed to delete men's comments. You're allowed to laugh at men's comments. You're allowed to make jokes about men's comments. You're allowed to ignore all of men's fragility about the way in which you respond to their comments.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Alright, Game Changers, welcome back to another video here today. It's another day, and this time, instead of another Karen, it's another crazy feminist who goes on a rant here. And when you ask the question, who asked? Well, there really isn't an answer. I'm almost 99% sure that there is nobody asking these questions of what people are allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. They just want to speak their mind and their views and try to impose it on other people, and they are honestly hoping that people are following what they have to say, and they are looking for that type of attention and any chance that they get to bash men. And you know what this is called? Well, I'm gonna show you guys, but before I do, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, so that way you guys can follow all that I tweet out. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, so that way you can become a part of the game-changing community here, where we cover viral, trending, and videos that just don't make any sense whatsoever here on the internet. If that sounds interesting, I'll see you guys on the other side.
You don't owe it to men to engage in conversation with them or dialogue, and you sure as fuck don't owe them a debate, particularly not when their arguments lack any kind of intellectual rigor at all, and in fact just involve 5,000 men standing around and shouting the exact same tired joke at you.
Do you know what this sounds like? It sounds like some personal history and experience coming from her mouth. I think this is honestly something that she has struggled with, and she is putting it out now into the world, so that way people can hear her story, even though she's not framing it that way. But it comes from a place of experience. That's how somebody like herself is able to say such things with such clarity. Honestly, it's one of the most cringe things that I've seen. And it's funny because, like I said before, nobody asked. But for some reason, she feels very obligated. And you could tell she's a crazy feminist, that she wants this to be put out. And she wants people to hear it because she wants to fight back. She says you're not obligated. Of course, everybody knows you're not obligated. You don't have to say that. But for some reason, she feels a need to say it, because I think for some reason in that very weird and distorted brain of hers, she is the voice on this matter.
You don't owe men access to your space or your time, particularly not when they're strangers on the internet and they're not fucking paying your bills. You haven't lost the argument if you shut these men off. There is no argument. They don't come to you in good faith. They don't want a conversation. They just want to silence you. So silence them first and block the fuck out of them. Also, elect more women.
I mean, do we really need to discuss this? And I mean really need to discuss this, because it just goes without saying that of course you either ignore or block people who give you a hard time. That's obvious. There's really not much to it. But when it comes to electing more women, which she states at the end, only elect women if they are capable in those roles, and I would say the exact same thing for men. But if you are just electing women based solely off of the fact that they are a woman, that is actually sexist. Electing people to positions of power demands that those people have the ability to get the job done and be able to do what they are elected to do, not solely based off of their gender. That makes literally no sense, man.
You're goddamn right.
But you really want to know the reason why she's saying all of this? There is only one reason. We already know the answer. It's the root of all evil in this world. I mean, I think it's the number one thing that is holding all women back, and even, I guess you could say, fragile men. This is the one reason that we are all doomed. And if we don't call it out for what it is, then we have absolutely no hope. You guys want to know what it is? Well, let me allow somebody to explain it for you.
Patriarchy is a system of oppressions that privileges male dominance. And that just kind of goes over people's head. So I want them to imagine an octopus. And the head of that octopus is patriarchy. And each one of those tentacles is capitalism, sexism, racism, ableism, ageism, homophobia, transphobia.
What?
And depending on where in the world you live, one or two or three or four or all 8 of those tentacles are working in unison to keep that head of the octopus, which is patriarchy, alive.
What?
Because people don't see it. It's like asking a fish, what is water? When you ask a fish what is water, it doesn't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
My dude, like, what the are you talking about?
What is water? Because it's the very air we breathe is patriarchy. So it's universal. And then depending on where you live, each one of those tentacles of the octopus is that oppression that keeps patriarchy alive. So what we have to do in this moment is see that octopus. And I'm sorry, octopus, I know you're a beautiful creature, you're very intelligent, but you're also very devious because you get through cracks. And I want us to start cutting off all of those tentacles in order to destroy patriarchy. Because when people ask me, what is feminism? Feminism is the destruction of patriarchy. So I'm coming for you, octopus.
Well, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Westbrook, man, you and me both. I just can't take this anymore either. I'm out. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell to be notified every single time I upload a video. Now, with that being said, this is GCP signing off.
Okay. My god, you have all the kills? Okay. I have. Good job, Infidel Castro. Good job, Fidelity.